Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. The Ralasia Plantation Gambatron, I guess Gambatron is a bit of an overstatement, it's a single building. Gambletron is, for those who don't know, in my Space Age series, it's what we called the crazy contraption that existed to try to like get legendary or epic items or whatever. Anyway, I tried to make some circuit-controlled madness, and it mostly worked. It didn't do everything perfectly, but it worked. Anyway, this is still rolling after 1425 crafts. I don't know what we're at with percentage. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna guess that is about 25 percentile. So probability of success 0.005, number of trials 1420, number of successes less than 4. Now we're in the 16th percentile, not great. Or no, we're in the 7.6th percentile. It's pretty bad. Oh, I got excited. I was like, oh look, we got one right there. But no, it always outputs, or 50% outputs the Ralasia. Anyway, yeah, I'm hopeful, because we really need more Ralasia for science between cotton guts and whatchamacallit. Also, when do we get the next tier of Ralasia? Looks like Ralasia Plantation Mark II is at least somewhere in Pi2 Science. Chem Sci gets us the turd, and then, so yeah, we're pretty far from too much changing. Am I using the second recipe? I am. No, that's Kickout. I'm only using the first recipe. What is the second recipe? Is it worth it? Oh, right, it uses fertilizer. Man, that's such a hard sell. But I mean, look at that. We get 25 every 100 seconds, which puts it at 4 seconds of Ralasia, whereas this is 12 seconds of Ralasia. So it's about 3 times as fast. Good gravy. 3 times as fast. And we need 1/5 the Ralasia in biomass. So if we do 3 times as fast, it would be 3 of these. That's way too... We can't support that amount of fertilizer. Is this calculating wrong? What's going on here? 20... No, I think that is correct. Yeah, we're currently using 6 soil a second. Gosh, that's crazy. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I mean, there's not much I can do here. Ralasia Stage 2 will help a lot. I don't think I want to go to the more expensive recipe. It just seems like it's too much. Recipe 3 might be worth it, because then, you know, by adding in syngas and flue gas, as opposed to hydrogen, we're getting, you know, double the output. At that point, I think it might be worth it. But I think 1 fertilizer to 5 Ralasia is just too steep of a cost. Not to mention half of the Ralasia go back to making seeds. Not quite half, because you get more than 1 seed per flower, but you get what I'm saying. And that's closer to 1/3. Yeah, I don't know. Fertilizer's still not cheap. It needs ammonia. There's no 2 ways around that. We looked into all the ways to make it, and there's no super cheap ways to make it. There's the seaweed and biocrud version. But the problem is the biocrud. There's no easy way to make the biocrud. Right? Or is that the version I'm using? I think that is the version I'm using. Yeah, because it's way less urea. I think that's why I'm doing that. We're getting closer to blood from urea. I mean, we're still far, but soon we'll have this electronics chain done. Well, I say soon. When I say soon, I mean maybe by 300 hours. By the way, we're getting ever closer to that 300-hour stream, which is kind of exciting. I will have to figure out my setup. I haven't completely caught up on my computer setup, so I'm hoping I can be ready to stream by then. How's the mixing going? Still looking a bit iffy. But I'm wondering... I don't know what I'm wondering. Still just seems weird that we've got such a big stretch with so few items and such a big stretch with so many. I'm gonna disable Vraux for a moment. Oh, it looks like they were about to be disabled anyway. They stopped. Okay. Well, we'll leave that there. Whoops. Sorry about that. Discord notification. Let me close Discord if I can find the button. Okay. So, yeah, we'll just... Wait, did that pick up a... No, okay, it just looks like it's holding that. I don't know what's happening with the graphics there, but... Anyway. Okay, so in this episode, we're going to be working on all this nonsense, and I forget where we were going to do this. Was it here? Yeah, it was here. Yeah, the batteries. So... we have the TCL available now. And we're gonna need to import TCL, chlorine, and nitrobenzene. I guess we need to make nitrobenzene too. Oops. Nitrobenzene's made in FBRs from benzene, sulfuric, and ammonia. And it's used in making iron oxide intentionally. It's used in aniline, which needs Nenix instead of Phoenix, an excellent antimony alloy. Interesting. And then we need it for the PPD, and then we need it for the cladding. Two of those things are right here. And there's no other ways to make nitrobenzene. So we could make it here, directly pipe to those two, and then put some on trains for these two. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So then we need to import ingredients for this. I guess I should check nitrobenzene barrels aren't used in anything. Always check that. That'll bite you in the butt big time. Okay, so we need to do benzene, sulfuric. Yeah, we need sulfuric for this already, so that overlaps, which is nice. Benzene, sulfuric, and ammonia. We might still need another fluid requester. It's kind of crazy. Huh. Benzene, sulfuric, and ammonia. This is feeling like an area where I might use bots. Look at all these numbers. They're all tiny. Huh. Except these are a little higher. Aramid we want a decent amount of. Let's make this the aramid. Okay, but fluid-wide we've got TCl, organic solvent, ammonia, chlorine, sulfuric, benzene, that's 6, and that's it. We need some saline water, and we also need some niobium complex. The niobium complex is too far to pipe. 0.4 a second. Yeah, we're just gonna need to bring in more fluids. 6 is not enough. Ah, we can use this. Perfect. Okay, we'll do the niobium complex here. Niobium complex, 35,000. Right? I mean, that's 200 a minute. Yeah. So 5,000 is already 5 minutes? Yeah, I think 30,000 is enough. We'll go with like 6 minutes of buffer. Maybe 7. Well, there's also buffer in the pipes. That's fine. Alright, wire that up. Okay, so then let's see. Starting at the beginning, so we need ammonia, sulfuric. We're gonna need the final tank for whatever's in these. I think I'm gonna put on this side. Wait, did I miss? No, it's just because it's a blueprint replacement. It doesn't automatically connect up. Okay. Wire. Alright, so those are wired up, hooked up, everything's good. And then requesting here, we need ammonia. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing well. I've been having an okay day. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out work stuff, which is stressful. I'm really hoping something turns around soon, or, well, I don't know what the or is. Things are not gonna go well for me. What is that, 3,000 a minute? Oh, okay. We'll just do the full 75K. And then... ammonia. Alright, and then this one can be sulfuric acid, which that is the right one. It just doesn't have a thingy because it is a vanilla fluid. And then let's do the other initial one, which is benzene. Because we'll reduce traffic a little bit here, because if I did chlorine too, that one's also slightly higher speed. Oh. Yeah, benzene, sorry. Not chlorine. I said the word chlorine, so my brain was distracted. I don't think I need the 75,000 of benzene. Even 50,000 is probably overkill. Benzene. All right, that should be good to go. And then this one, we're gonna do the TCL. What are we talking here? Yeah, I'll just do the 75K. 8,000 a minute, that's a lot. So TCL, chlorine. and what was the last one? Organic solvent. Okay. So TCL. Fine. I love being able to middle mouse click on these. It's so useful. Okay. I think we're good to go. So there's all the fluids handled. And we're gonna need a bunch of random requests. So for the random requests, I'm going to extend this one a little bit. I think anything under like 0.5 a second should just be handled by bots. Which means we're gonna do one of these situations again. We have a blueprint for it. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. So this little guy is our blueprint. And then we can just put whatever we want on this to pull out of the chest. So this will be a lower threshold request. And then we're gonna have to get some specific bot network stuff going for channel 1. So we'll do channel 1 there. Shouldn't need to be any belts here. Well, maybe belts there. We'll see. So channel 1, and then we'll do like a channel 1 out here. Okay. So first order of business is a fluidized bed reactor making nitrobenzene. As far as provided fluids, do we have enough? So we're going to be doing nitrobenzene. Oh, I guess that's it. Oh, yeah. Okay. We're not really making a lot of fluids, are we? So is that why I built this? Why did I build the fluid provider in the first place? Because I just now decided to build nitrobenzene here on site, didn't I? Or had I decided that already? Man, I don't know. It's really rough when I have a whole weekend between episodes. I don't remember anything. I don't know why I'm putting that in the request. We just need to provide nitrobenzene here. Nitrobenzene. All right, so that one goes in here. I will just build the nitrobenzene on this side because it's such an easy thing to pipe over. That could interfere with something over there. So I'm gonna put the correct kind of pipe here. And then we've got one there. That one and that one. What does that sound? Is that the sound of trees? Is that why it sounds so unfamiliar? I think that's the sound of trees. Trees and living things. Well, actually, we have a lot of living things in this mod pack. So to be fair, it's not like that unusual. But specifically, trees in the wild is a bit unusual. All right, sulfuric benzene. Sulfuric is this one. That actually works out perfectly. Okay. So those are all hooked up. Let's get power connected, and I think that's literally done. So now we have nitrobenzene. Okay, and then we're gonna do an overflow into this guy. And then from there, we'll hook up the stuff we need. I mean, should it be an well, it needs to be a one-way. I could just do a pump, but then we're kind of prioritizing the train stuff, which I don't think we want either. So I think actually an overflow is fine. Okay, so nitrobenzene's done. Hey, science even got started again, and that's after prioritizing our Malaysia rolling. Still not even at 4. Come on, man, this is painful. Do we really need 5? Please, what if I did that wrong? Wouldn't that be nice? No, we need 5. There's no way around that. We need 5, unfortunately. Oh, goodness. No way around that. Okay. Okay, so this guy is the big consumer of stuff. So we're gonna move aramid up here. I'd like to have a little bit more clearance next to the station. So aramid, it's so annoying that they're on corners instead of opposite sides. That means you have to space them out no matter how you position them. I mean, that's technically not true. You can do doubles like this, so you can end up with only half as many spaces. I'm not sure which looks better, to be honest. I guess this one looks slightly better. Okay, we'll do that. And then the TCL, do that. Okay, and then sulfuric hooks up on this end. Like so. TCL we don't have yet, but we will, and that'll hook up on this end like that. Okay, and then this guy has 4 solid inputs: aluminum, titanium, molybdenum, and sodium hydroxide. So those 4 ingredients. Weird, you can't paste to a ghost. Huh, did that change? I thought you could do that. I don't remember that particular issue before. I swear I remembered pasting onto loader ghosts. Huh, weird. Anyway, molybdenum plate. Now, are all of these enough to want 20 stacks? Let's see, you're talking like 1.1, 2 stacks a minute. So we're at like 3 stacks a minute, 4.5 stacks a minute. So that's a train every 4 minutes. In total. So that means 1 of each every 16 minutes, roughly. Yeah, that's fine. This needs to be filtered for niobium complex. Okay, that's done. All right, so molybdenum. Okay, and if we want 5 minutes of buffer, we need 5 extra stacks of U. Aluminum, we only need like 3 extra stacks. Aluminium plate. Gotta spell it like the Brits. All right, 23. Sodium hydroxide, drain cleaner. Stack and a half a minute times 5 is 7.5, so 28 stacks. Let's call it 29. No reason to not be safe here. Let's just be a little safer on all of them, in fact. Okay, and then titanium. We need a lot. Aramid uses a crap ton of titanium. This is going to drain all of our titanium supplies. Is 40 stacks even enough? Yeah, that's like 9 minutes or whatever a buffer. Oh man, I made the mistake in 2 places. Cool, cool, cool. Niobium complex. Alright. Okay, that should do it. Aluminum, titanium, and NaOH. NaOH. Should do it. Power. No connection still. There we go. Oh. You need more than that. Actually need a lot of insertion rate for this. Cool. All right, and then aramid. I guess what I'd like to do. I could have just put it on this side or on the sides, but we have to bring it all the way down to here. So I feel like this is cleaner. So there's aramid in this one in particular. Because aren't we making something else on this side? I don't remember what, but aramid less than 2,500. No, 3,500. Make that a little bigger. Because that's only, yeah, that's not that many minutes. All right, was PPD the other one we're providing? Or no, it was one of these guys. Was it Kevlar itself? I think it might have been Kevlar itself. We're bringing in the cladded cores. Ironically. Or no, the glass cores, sorry. The cladding and the glass cores. Cladded cores we're doing here. The glass cores come in on the train. That takes care of aramid, which is next up on our research list. And what is that other thing in the aramid? Lead container. What is that used for? Coated container, iron nanoparticles, zinc, fuel rod Mark 1. Oh, it's used for nuclear nonsense. When we get to that garbage, which we're completely ignoring right now. Definitely ignoring that. Now, what are we missing? We're missing 2 of the... What are these called? Nanomaterial factory. Do we have everything we need for those? I think we do. As long as we have evaporators. Which I believe we do. Nanomat factory 2. Fire up the old auto mall. I just want to say, we have not had to touch the auto mall for like 50 hours. And it has worked like a charm. I'm so grateful we put the time into this. It was a lot of work, and I still don't think it's perfect, but it's been really effective. It's done exactly what we've needed it to do. At some point, I might have to cleanse all this random soil out of here. There's a lot of random soil that I don't think is supposed to be in there. And at some point we might find ourselves running out of storage, and we might need to add more on this side. Which, I only have room for 3 more, but I can make that work. Yeah, so there will be some growing pains when we have to expand this a little bit, especially once we start doing Mark II buildings and Mark I buildings. Then there's going to be way more stored spots. So, when do we get the logistic warehousing? That's in Chemsci. So that'll help a little bit to have logistic, what's it called? Warehouse. Passive provider deposits. Yeah, 800 slots. So we'll probably just do 1 passive provider deposit. I'll maybe move some of this stuff, or I don't know. I guess these RoboPoints don't have to be right here. I'll find a way. Heck, I mean, these don't have to be here in particular. Everything's brought here with bots. It's just these 2 unfiltered storage chests in the first place. So... I forgot that's how that system works. Oh, so that's part of the problem is... Oh, I see. See, what we should be doing is loading in the sand and then having it stop so that it's a half full storage chest, so then if there's extra sand it gets brought back to the same spot. Now, why are none of these making nanomaterial factories? Are they not unlocked yet? Ah, they're just straight up not unlocked yet. That's why. Okay, well that answers that question. Is there something with fish we were supposed to be looking at, by the way? Is everything okay over here? Oh. No, everything's not okay over here. Okay, we have the equivalent of 12,000 nitrogen in liquid nitrogen, so I think voiding about 2.5k is perfect. There we go. Now everything's running again. Okay. And we broke that. In fact, all this can go now. Don't need any of that anymore. We did get a lot of Xiofo out of it, but yeah, I forgot that we couldn't just let that run forever. Needed to get rid of it. We got to 4. We're getting there. Just 1 more. 1 more Ralasia flower, Mark II. All right, what do we got? 33 minutes. Yeah, we're not gonna finish this in this episode, that's for sure. But PPD is next, and PPD is only for Kevlar. Okay. So let's get PPD over here. So this is only fluids. And here's, whoa, big buildings. So we'll do that. This will be the PPD to feed both of those. We also need to bring in nylon. And then the TCL and org solve. So solids wise, we only need nylon to get both of those. And then the Kevlar goes into the copper coating, which is the cladded copper, which is the cladding in glass and aramid. Okay. So we'll bring in the glass cores and glass, coat it with niobium complex and nitrobenzene to make the cladded cores. Okay, there's just so many little random steps here. those two are technically done. So I could do that one there. And then the copper coating could be here. I mean, do I want to spaghetti it like this? I think so. Like direct insert everything. Because these things are not used in other places. I think we found out the copper coating is used in like, yeah, one other thing in Pi 3 science. So that's fine. I'm not going to worry about that. And then let's see. So then that makes the Kevlar coating. That one. The cladded cores go into this one. And then the cladding goes into this one. The cladding needs glass, nitrobenzene, and niobium complex. Nitrobenzene's needed up there, so that can hook up. Then we need the glass and the glass cores on this belt. We also need aramid fiber. We do use the cladded cores and other things too, right? But that's also forever away. We do have cladded cores being used in magnetic cores here. Huh. And Kevlar. So that has me with a little bit of pause here. That maybe cladded cores should go on a belt of some sort. I don't think I want to provide them yet, but I want to make this expandable. I guess this is expandable right here. We can pretty easily add another cladding plus cladded core building on the end of this. Let's get another RoboPort out here for the regular channel, because these are going to be channel 1. Okay, so cladding, cladded core, and then finally we get the iron niobium coating, which just adds in iron niobium alloy, which will be requested directly. And then finally we get the optical coating, which I don't know why the factory defaulted to that one, of all things. And there's optical fiber. And we'll bring in the photophores on the belt from down here. Built them over. And that shouldn't be spoil time. What was it? Distance of 100 plus the distance of 350, which is like 175 seconds. Yeah, it's a full 3 minutes, so they should get here unspoiled, and we'll only, render the trits if we actively need photophores, and we'll make sure the buffer counts are all correct and everything. And then we need plastic as well, brought in from, requester chest somewhere here. Okay. So the cladded core requests are tiny, 0.057, so we can use a... Oh, how did we end up with a Mark 1 on that one as well? Super weird. I don't know how that happens sometimes. The glass... Where's the glass? 0.28. Yeah, we'll let the belt do the work on that. And then we need the copper. Maybe we put copper on the belt, because I can do the glass cores pretty easily with the requester chest. So I'm thinking copper and glass on this belt. Because those are higher rate items. Because we already handled all those items, so looking forward, so nylon is the next high rate. Nylon should probably be this one, actually. 121 stacks. We've got exactly 23 stacks free. Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. Nylon it is. Maxing out the stacks here. We did play it a little safe on these, so I'm gonna go back down one on that, back down one on this. And then I can go up one on this, and then I've got one buffer stack, which I shouldn't need. But yeah, so we need nylon going to the Kevlar factories, which is here. Due to the volume, I'm gonna add another train there, and then we're gonna have that inserter be filtered for nylon. Oh yeah. That's not good. Okay. A little messy, but this is how these things go. Okay. Nylon, nylon. And then we've got lots of various fluids here. So the niobium complex will be here. That'll come down and turn a corner, I guess here. Okay, so that's done. And then nitrobenzene is here. And that's supposed to go across, which actually works out to be here, here, and yeah, here with the T-junction. Works out. The nitrobenzene's done and hooked up to both things. And then we need, what's next? Nitrobenzene's done, so then we need ammonia and chlorine. So ammonia here. One's pretty easy. Done. Chlorine. Also pretty easy. Done, except we need one there. Okay, chlorine's done. So that one's done. This one's done. These guys are not done. We need the TCL and Orgsolve. So the TCL is this one. So this can be a T junction with an L right here. Okay, so TCL's done. And then finally Orgsolve is here. And there. Okay, so Orgsolve is done. So everything other than saline water is done. Saline water's not done. I could bring in saline water up here. Or we could make it on site by requesting a small amount of salt or something. Huh. Yeah, I mean, let's just request it. I think that's the simplest path here. I think that is the simplest path. Okay. And we'll go along that to here. And then we need this guy. Uh-oh. We don't have space for this guy. He's gonna have to go here. Or there, I guess. And then we need to connect wires. Saline water. Distilled engineer tears, as one does with pyanodons. All right, 35,000, and that's all hooked up. Perfect. Okay, I think that does it for the fluids. Maybe. Nylon's ready to go. PPD's ready to go. We just need power. Still need to get all the solid requests and everything figured out. But I think we're good in terms of logistics-y stuff. So channel 1, you, and these guys. I will need to go manually put in some bots. Okay, and then what was this gonna be? This was gonna be copper and glass? Yeah, that's right. Are there any other high rate solids, or is that it? Those are all low, that's low, these are all low. Plastics, oh, plastic. Plastic is high enough rate, okay. So then, so this guy's gonna need to request all that stuff. Iron niobium alloy is a single stack every, what is that, 14 minutes or something? I don't think I want 20 stacks. That's too much. That's too much wasted. So that means we're gonna need a station control. With a regular combinator. For the stuff we want lower amounts of. We'll keep it 20 for the copper, the glass, and the plastic. So copper plate. Let's see, rate wise, 3 minutes is a stack, so we'll do 3 bonus. You know, but sometimes you need a little bit more later, you know, because you improve or increase rates. So I think we'll assign some extra stacks here. And then what was the other thing? Glass. Okay. So there's those, and then we will request smaller amounts of iron niobium alloy and glass cores and wood. I think that's actually it. Okay. So that's all we're moving with bots. Now I'm starting to question if that's worth it to have bots at all. Here, I thought bots were going to be some magic solution, and they're only going to be moving 3 items. All right, wood. We'll just do 5 stacks for all of these. Iron, niobium, alloy. 5 stacks as the threshold, which, if we have a belt buffer, that's probably all we need in total as a request. The belt buffer itself is enough of a buffer. Maybe 1 stack. Anyway, glass core. 5. I assume they stack to 100 each. Yeah, okay. So then, let's see. We're gonna need Yeah, I'll use a few logistic spots. I think that's still easier than 2 separate belts coming out of here. Or, well, no, sorry, more than 2, because we've already got 2 belts with the plastic, the glass, and the copper. So we wanted the glass and the copper to be on 1. So that comes out here. And that goes onto this one, I believe. Yeah, this one needs the copper. This one have stuff brought to it. Okay. So there's that. So cladding will now get made. And then glass cores are going to be the only thing left. Okay, I do think we're going to have to call it an episode here. We'll finish this up in the next one. Don't you guys worry. This guy will be plastic. And that plastic just goes straight to optical fiber. All of these are going to have a request for wood. I like, you know, I said I'm done with the episode, and then I'm just, you know, still doing stuff. Just how Crydex does things, apparently. Alright, let's get a lamp up in here. Alright. We'll finish this in the next episode, but we are getting there. Our optical fiber. You know, this recipe holds a special place in my heart. For whatever reason, I remember it fondly from my very first pyanodon's run. When I first looked into the optical fiber chain, I remember my eyes kind of melting with how many steps it is. And it feels like it might be the first recipe that's like this, where there's like 10 steps that feel like they're only for optical fiber. And that's not quite true, because a few of these are used, like Kevlar, you know, these more base level steps are needed in other places, but like all this stuff is literally only for this. You know, we found there's one other use for cladded core, and I think that was it. I guess there's that one other use for copper coating, but I mean, for the most part, it's like, this is it. You know, so these are just, it's just a crazy chain. And it sort of, I guess we saw the same thing in a way with like our niobium processing chain. You know, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps in a row that are only for this. But it's a little different because it's like a metal processing, and that feels like it's fine to have a unique thing. But this one, it's like, oh no, there's like 10 steps for just an object. Anyway, fun stuff. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next one.